Hi, hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Today I want to talk about the Facebook Libra project, right? Which is the Facebook coin. And what can we do as a community? It's really up to us. And why do I say that now? First of all, what is this about? Now, I think if you have been following the news, you know now that Facebook blockchain project, codenamed Libra, has accepting a lot of investments, about $10 million each, from big mega firms like Uber, Visa, Master, and so forth, right? And what this does is basically so the details we do not know yet. They were going to release the white paper of their coins in next Tuesday. It's rumored to be next Tuesday, June 18th, and then the coin will launch, expected to be launched next year. Now, why is this important, right? And what does it mean? Because there are different views. Some people think it's bad, some people think it's positive. And my point is more about, I think it's really up to us. People already in crypto, people who are already in the community, what can we do? And that's what this video is about. So let's dive in very quickly. So in this news, we have CNBC saying that, right, major firms, right, they have actually joined hands to support Facebook in this project. And although there's no details yet, but you can see all these Uber, PayPal, Visa, MasterCard are all payment companies, and they are very huge on data. And the fact that they are investing $10 million each in this project means that they will have some sort of kickback definitely to them, right? There's definitely some sort of interest. And what is Facebook most famous about? What is Facebook's real assets? It's actually data, right? Intelligence about you and me and all their 2 billion users globally, right? And that is very huge. And now all the other major firms, the incumbents who are going to be threatened by the crypto community, by Bitcoin, by all this cryptocurrency that exists today, right? They are actually joining hands to fight against what's happening, what is inevitable that they know is going to come. So one of the thoughts that definitely come in is that the fact that they are investing is that they will have access to our data. Now, not only Facebook, now more firms will have access to our data. And how will they incentivize people to use their coins? Is definitely they're going to give you kickback, right? They're going to give the merchants who want to advertise on Facebook, for example, if you pay using their coin, Facebook coin, right? Let's just call it that for now because we don't know the names, that you will get back more incentives. You get discounts perhaps on your advertisement costs, right, expenses, and or they will give you loyalty points, right, for you to continue to use, to incentivize you basically to use their coin versus other cryptocurrency and other fiat money. That's probably what they're going to do. And of course, I think they're going to also since they tie up with all these firms, that means they're going to possibly, right, you can use your Facebook coin on Uber, on PayPal payment, then you will get like additional discounts, a small discount perhaps for each ride on Uber and for each PayPal transaction that you did and so forth, right? So basically they just want to increase adoption. Ultimately, payment is such a huge industry because you just literally process the payment, you take a commission in every transaction, right? So it is really huge in that sense. And that is the exact industry where Bitcoin and the major cryptocurrencies are intending to disrupt. So of course, right, it is no surprise that a big firms will react, right, and they will not take it just head down like that, definitely. So it's just no surprise that this thing will happen. But now coming to the point that what will be the impact. So Peter Schiff represents the negative side of view, where he thinks, and a lot of people also think that the new cryptocurrency Libra codename is bad news for Bitcoin. Facebook will target the very market Bitcoin is counting on for growth unbanked in nations with high inflation. Libra will be stable and much easier and cheaper to use as a medium of exchange than Bitcoin. That may be true on the last part, where it's currently easier to use because they already have a large user base, and Facebook platforms already in existence, so it's very easy to onboard people into Facebook coin. But my personal view is that, and this is kind of legit, but will it ultimately destroy or to the detriment of Bitcoin and other major cryptocurrencies? My view is not, right? And I also show you Anthony Pompliano's views, which in response to Peter Schiff, he said basically, in summary, he basically think that if you have something better, right? So two views here. He basically has that, if more people are coming to the party, where you have, let's say if you're in a city or in a street where there's a concentration of restaurants, right, the tendency of people to go to that street is much, much higher. So it will benefit every restaurant in that street. So in this case, Facebook with their huge community will benefit all the crypto as well, because, right, they are also codenamed cryptocurrency. Now, then the choice is which restaurants will they choose is when he said that, right, here I think he made a mistake where he basically had it reversed. He said not when one restaurant serves delicious food at low prices, he meant Libra. I think he meant Bitcoin, right? So value good food. While the other serves overpriced food that makes you sick to your stomach, he said Bitcoin, but I think he meant Libra, right? So the only people who would visit a Bitcoin restaurant are those who don't actually want to eat store of value buyers, right? Who don't want to eat value good food. Now, because as you know, why is that now? Bitcoin is open, is borderless. That means you don't have to, have permission to use it, right? And it is not censorship resistant. You are not subject to shutdown, right, by any government or any company. But this kind of coins launched by a centralized company like Facebook and backed by so many incumbents, payment incumbents, that stands to gain when you don't use Bitcoin, they stand to gain, right? And definitely that they are out to fight Bitcoin and the free crypto, right? The kind of public crypto. So this is exactly my view as well, right? That it is up to us really, right? And lastly, Andres has it in a very good video. I urge you to go look at his video, Bitcoin Q&A, Facebook's global coin by Andres Antonopoulos, right? He said basically the major features that define a public cryptocurrency should be open, public, neutral, borderless, and censorship resistant. But Facebook doesn't even meet any of these criteria. Why? It is not open, right? It is definitely closed within the network itself. That's most likely, well, although we do not yet know the details now, but most likely it is going to be only confined to the companies that participate in it, right? We will know more the details next week, but it is the hypothesis that most likely it is not going to be open. It's not going to be public. Yes, it's accessible by public, but you still need to have permission to join the Facebook network. So anyone who is banned by Facebook, you will not be able to access this. Neutral means it is not, doesn't matter who you are, where you are, right? You can still access. But again, if Facebook ban you, then you are not. There's no longer neutral. Borderless, that means anyone can use it anywhere. But again, if you're banned by Facebook for whatever reason, maybe you're just not aligned correctly by the government or whatever, then you are again cannot use the coin. Censorship resistance is that if government require Facebook or any of the major payment companies that join them to shut down or kick any user out of the system, then their money in their wallet will basically be lost, right? So it is very much subject to that censorship or restriction bias by any government. So in that case, what can we do as a public? I think, right, you here listening to this video definitely are already in crypto. Very, very likely. So we as a community really have a role to play. What role do we play? We really have to then, among people who we know, our circle of friends, right, our families, anyone who come in contact with, when Facebook coins launch, it's going to launch anyhow, whether we like it or not, right? And just like adoption of crypto is going to happen anyhow, whether they like it or not as well, that we have a role to play, that, we have to do something. We have to be very proactive about this. What can we do? So when we know people are using Facebook coin when it is launched, then we have to explain to them what's the difference between a Bitcoin and a Facebook coin. We really have to explain to them. And, if we can't explain it well, just point them to Andres Antonopoulos' video of this, right, as an example, right? And this can explain really well of what it means. And of course, you can also point to other resources on the net. And of course, this video as well as an example. Yeah, but definitely, we have a very proactive role to play to educate people, starting with everyone around us. If everyone of us do the same in the crypto community, right, we can definitely impact a huge circle of people already. And then they once they get educated, they get the they get the epiphany, they will then pass on a message as well. Yeah, it just takes one to impact one, and then so forth, and then the ripple effect will really roll on. Yeah, and ultimately, what are we saying here? Because the thing is then Facebook, ultimately, they have had a lot of mishaps in the past as well, right? The most recent one being the privacy. I mean, when something is free, there must be something else that they are monetizing, right? And Facebook has been always free that they are monetizing our data, our usage, to know more about us and then sell our data to advertisers. I mean, I understand that. I mean, I'm also operate businesses, so yes, we also use Facebook for this purpose. But the question is then, that's all cool, right? If you have in control what you buy, that means if you're not always someone who's susceptible to advertisements, then you're fine, right? But that's how it's going to happen. But Facebook coin is altogether a different matter altogether, right? Because it's going to fight the existence of Bitcoin, is existence of open public cryptocurrencies, right? So that we definitely have to stand up against, but because they're definitely going to throw in incentives, so we have to educate public about why they should not use Facebook coin as well. Now, so this is very, very important. We need to weigh the pros and cons, right? That if you use, yes, you get the monetary benefit now, but in the future, right, all this, and if everyone uses Facebook coin, right, then eventually this kind of other open cryptocurrencies may just die off one day. But then again, there will be always people, I believe, who will make sure it survives, and we need this group of people to just grow and grow and grow even more, so that they can differentiate very clearly in their own mind what is Facebook coin merit and downside of using it, and why should everyone also have the Bitcoin and the open cryptocurrencies. Now, one very, very key thing to note why everyone should have a Bitcoin rather than Facebook coin is that Bitcoin is really, it is not controlled by anyone, so you really truly have freedom in your hands, right? And the fact that it has only 21 million supply capped, that really holds true to the fact that we are not subject to our money, our fiat money losing in value over time. That's inflation, really, right? Meaning all the work you work so hard for is being just taxed away, because your money, your $1,000 now, will buy much, much less goods in the future. Your 1,000 fiat money now will buy much, much less goods in the future, and that basically means you're just stealing from the future you and the future generation of you, because money loses its value because government is printing too much money, right? And Bitcoin, one of the major use case is anti-inflation, so keep the value of your money. It's a very good store of value. So that's all I have for today, right? Hope you enjoyed this. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time.